It is my great pleasure to introduce U.S. Department of State Bureau for Cyberspace and Digital Policy Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary, Ms. Jennifer Bachus, who will speak on innovative, secure, and rights-respecting digital future.
Excuse me. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to thank our Armenian hosts for their warm welcome to Yerevan and for organizing this very important event. I'm so excited to be here today to talk about the United States' international cyber and digital policy strategy and to outline the work that we're doing on AI. My name is Jennifer Bachus, as was indicated, and I am the number 2 in the State Department's Cyberspace and Digital Policy Bureau. I've had the honor to be part of the U.S. government's efforts to prioritize the importance of technology diplomacy since the creation of the Bureau 2.5 years ago. Our Bureau was created in the belief that all technologies are inherently connected, requiring us to tackle issues across information and communications technology infrastructure, cybersecurity, and digital freedom through an integrated approach. It's not every day that the Department of State creates a new bureau, so this effort reflects how a unified and elevated approach is critical to our success. Earlier this year, I'm very proud that Secretary Blinken launched the first U.S. International Cyberspace and Digital Policy Strategy at the RSA Conference in San Francisco. This strategy makes 3 significant moves. It lays out an affirmative vision for cyberspace, calls for digital solidarity, and embraces an integrated approach to the full digital ecosystem. The first and overriding element of our approach to technology is an affirmative vision that digital technologies should be fundamentally used as a force for good. Good for individual humans, good for states, and good for the international system. Together with our allies and partners, including Armenia, of course, we represent a global community of rights-respecting governments, companies, institutions, and individuals on the cutting edge of innovation, driving solutions to global challenges. Of course, there are challenges that must be overcome to realize this affirmative vision. Among them is an increasingly complex and challenging cyber and tech threat landscape. State and non-state actors alike are using cyberspace as a platform for irresponsible behavior, from which to target critical infrastructure and our citizens, undermine democracies and international institutions. Amidst this very difficult threat environment, advancing an affirmative vision for the use of technology requires nations to collaborate in shaping the international environment in a way that increases stability and decreases risks from cyber threats. One of the ways that we operationalize this affirmative vision is by supporting efforts globally that are secure by design. Products made with secure by design principles prioritize the security of customers as a core business requirement, rather than merely treating this as a technical feature. We believe companies should implement secure by design principles during a product's design phase to significantly decrease the number of exploitable flaws before introducing them to the market. My colleagues in the U.S. Cybersecurity and Critical Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, have championed secure by design initiatives. At the State Department, we advocate for these principles in the foreign engagement, cyber capacity building, and public-private partnerships that we do. This type of coordination highlights how international working together and partnership are essential to mitigating cyber risks. In the face of these threats, we must still believe in and work to advance an affirmative vision focused on delivering the benefits of technology and grounded in international law, including human rights law. The test before us is whether we can harness this current era of disruption and channel it as a once-in-a-generation opportunity into greater stability and greater prosperity, into enduring peace and greater strength for our collective citizens. This is where the concept of digital solidarity, the second major principle of our strategy, comes in. Digital solidarity means working together toward common systems, policies, regulations, and standards across the entire tech ecosystem. None of us can go it alone for long in tech, especially as these technologies span borders intrinsically. Their rapid development means we must work together if we are to remain ahead. We want to leverage shared values like freedom of expression and open and fair markets to better align policies and standards across the largest possible group. No one is de facto excluded. We have successfully done this for decades to greater or lesser extent, and now we need to do even more. Digital solidarity also means providing mutual support, holding bad actors accountable for their actions, building capacity, and investing in each other to work toward shared goals. The greatest advantage for us, large states and small states alike, is working together with partners and allies to build shared innovative tech ecosystems and to confront shared threats. One example of digital solidarity can be found here in Armenia. This past spring, my team at the State Department worked with MITRE Corporation to hold a workshop to develop a roadmap for a national computer incident response team and cybersecurity strategy. And I was excited to see that in June, the Information Systems Agency of Armenia, ISA, became a member of the Forum of Incident Response and Security Teams, the premier organization and global leader in cyber incident response. A broader conception of digital solidarity requires U.S. engagement, but also the leadership of our international partners like Armenia. We are stronger when Armenia is stronger, and we succeed when you succeed. Lastly, our third principle is that of working across the full tech ecosystem. We must think about the tech ecosystem from the seafloor to outer space. The technology underpinning our digital economies includes subsea cables, wireless networks, data centers, satellite communications, and cloud-based services. Literally, the sea to the sky. We refer to this as a holistic approach to the ICT ecosystem, and more broadly to the technology ecosystem. Given that ICT infrastructure is the foundation for our increasingly digitized economies, it is imperative that our networks are secure and operate on infrastructure we can trust. I recognize that trust is a very subjective word, so I want to elaborate more on what I mean by trust. I mentioned earlier the idea of secure by design and how that means businesses prioritize customer security and privacy in the very development of their products. On the other side of the spectrum in products are those that are inherently unsecure by design because the companies providing them cannot offer reliable security and privacy. These are companies that are beholden to authoritarian regimes and therefore just cannot be independent. These are companies that we cannot trust. To use untrustworthy technology is to build a foundation on shifting sand, a foundation that can never support the digital ecosystem that we seek to build in the spirit of digital solidarity. Ecosystems that are stable, secure, vibrant, innovative, inclusive, and uphold human rights. That, in a nutshell, is our international cyber and digital policy strategy. While I highly recommend that you take the time to read it, and it is available on the State Department's website, you now know the main points. We're using the framework and its principles of affirmative vision, digital solidarity, and an integrated approach to implement our strategy across the entire tech ecosystem and range of emerging technologies, which of course includes AI. To be fair, artificial intelligence is not really a new or emerging technology. We've used AI in various forms for a really long time, but it's evolving at a very rapid pace, as we very much heard and saw this morning. The decisions that we make today about how we shape the parameters around AI will define our world for decades. It is a responsibility that we must assume together with our private sector, civil society, and international partners. AI holds accelerating potential for many of our foreign policy goals. We believe our job is to realize our vision of AI for good. Today, the world is on track to achieve just 12% of the Sustainable Development Goals. These are benchmarks we're trying to achieve, like eradicating hunger, improving gender equality, expanding access to quality education and clean energy, and protecting the environment. Progress has recently plateaued on half of these goals. On nearly a third, it's actually regressing. But studies suggest that AI could accelerate progress on a full 80% of these goals, in part by automating and improving decision-making. AI can map soil, leading to bigger crop yields. It can dig through data to predict future threats to public health or natural disasters, like predicting 70% of earthquakes a week before they happen. It can synthesize massive amounts of knowledge to improve the quality of everything from our kids' education to our city's infrastructure and traffic flows. And I know these are ideas that have been touched on already here today. We need to harness the positive potential for AI while working to minimize the risk. Domestically, the Biden administration secured voluntary commitments from leading AI companies that focus on safety, security, and trust to ensure that powerful AI foundation models maximize the benefits for all people and reduce the risk to safety and security in line with our democratic values. President Biden also issued an executive order on AI that brings the full capabilities of the U.S. government to bear in promoting innovation and trust in AI. Internationally, the United States is working with our allies around the world to create a unified approach to dealing with AI risks globally, promoting human rights and democratic values, and advancing innovation. In March, we led the passage of the first ever standalone resolution on AI in the UN General Assembly that was adopted by consensus from all 193 member states. The resolution highlights the importance of safe, secure, and trustworthy AI that will be instrumental in closing the digital divide and achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. We will continue to work with our partners and allies bilaterally and in multilateral fora to make sure we get this right. We are at a time of transition. We have and continue to develop principles and frameworks, and now we have to pivot to action. As the pace of innovation accelerates, policymakers must keep up and ensure we enable the risks of this rapid technological change while mitigating the risks. That's why we need to work together now to address how we are going to govern these technologies and ensure they protect and uphold our shared values. This is a multi-stakeholder process, and not just in terms of government representation. We need industry and civil society at the table as we move to action. The United States is committed to working with our international partners to build a future where digital technologies are used as a force for good. I ask that you join us in realizing this goal. We will stand with you in the face of threats, enhance connectivity, uphold human rights online, and break down barriers to cooperation. Together, we will build a stable, secure, and inclusive digital ecosystem. Merci, Chat. Thanks again for the opportunity to speak with you today. I look forward to continuing the conversation here at WCIT and at other venues this year as we build this future together.
What a day it's been. Power of mind, the collective intelligence of humanity that shaped artificial intelligence in what it is today. It is this same collective intelligence that holds the key to guiding AI's development and deployment along ethical paths. Together, we can ensure that AI becomes a force for good, benefiting humanity in ways we are only beginning to imagine. Thank you all for joining us today. It's been an inspiring day filled with engaging discussions and valuable insights. As we wrap up the Congress at the Neuron stage, I want to highlight a few key takeaways. Today, we explored AI-driven transformation, recognizing how industries are being revolutionized in the digital age. The potential for AI to enhance productivity and efficiency is undeniable, as we've seen innovative applications emerging in fields like healthcare, manufacturing, and beyond. In our e-governance panel, we learned about AI's role in transforming public administration and how it can drive efficiency, transparency, and citizen engagement in governance. We discussed how the intersection of AI and cybersecurity presents opportunities for stronger defenses and risks requiring immediate attention. Today was just the beginning, and if today's sessions are anything to go by, we are in for an incredible journey over the next 2 days. As you reflect on the insights from today, I encourage you to carry that energy and curiosity into tomorrow. The connections you make, the questions you ask, and the solutions you collaborate on will drive this conference. I am eager to see how our gathering will influence the development of AI. In fact, this is not just my perspective, but a view shared by tech enthusiasts worldwide. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. A special thanks to our amazing speakers and organizers for making this first day of the Congress a success. We hope you have an enjoyable rest of your day, and thank you all again for being here.